All right, a lot of our advisors talk to us and have heard in the industry about premium finance, and it can create giant sales, giant opportunities, giant targets for some of their best clients. However, it's not for everyone. Not all clients are wired the way that they need to be wired to accept the added risks and benefits of premium finance. So, one common example of a client that does fit is someone that is maybe a business owner, is used to borrowing money, takes risks in everything they do, maybe has an equity portfolio where obviously they're exposed to risk, these sorts of things. If a client is allocated such that the sky is falling and they're only in bonds or only in CDs or annuities, that's just not a candidate for premium finance. So you have to be mindful of where the client fits before you go down a rabbit hole that might cause frustration for everybody involved. So Charles is going to go over two examples that we use for an income planning design or an estate planning design.
So the first example that we'll use is if we have a 50-year-old client that is going to put in $50,000 a year into a non-leveraged policy, that would generate at age 70 around $100,000 of tax-free income. So if we take that same $50,000 for 10 years out of pocket and introduce a lender to promote leverage, what you will see is the income goes up to $300,000 a year. So that 300% increase in tax-free income is why clients look to use a strategy like premium finance. The other strategy that we use quite a bit is for estate planning issues. So normally, if we needed $10 million of second to die coverage protection, we would have to have a 10-year outlay of about $200,000 a year. By introducing, once again, the lender, we can use their dollars to create a strategy in which the client will come out of pocket with $50,000 for 10 years, and the same net death benefit will be available at their life expectancy. So we just saved them $1.5 million.
And again, with premium finance, a couple things to set expectations is very important. A client needs to be willing to disclose financials. They need to be willing to pull brokerage statements. They need to have liquidity, and they need to be in it for generally a 3-month period to get these deals done at a minimum. So make sure you set expectations accordingly and understand the risks. As I describe it, there's really two main risks that are different than a traditional non-finance policy. The most prevalent is the interest rate risk on the loan. None of us have that crystal ball, but if they understand interest rates and that interest rates rise and fall, they'll understand that that is one of the risk elements that they need to take into consideration for getting 300% more income in one of our examples. The other big component is collateral. So collateral is always hugely important. Clients may say, I have money right now that I'm willing to pledge, but it's not just money right now, it's money that they're willing to commit and to essentially make off limits to themselves as it's pledged to the bank. Now over time, typically 3 to 5 years, that collateral will diminish or even go away, freeing up that asset back to the clients. But that collateral, while it's exposed or in the hands of the bank, is another risk factor. Clients can't just change their mind one day and say, I want all my collateral back. They need to be committed and understand that they're in a multi-million-dollar transaction and there are risks associated with it.